Okay, guys. So for today's video, I'm just going to be talking about the impact of what it would be if Halliburton won the NBA Finals. Basically, Halliburton would change his legacy completely if he won this year's Finals. Um, he will probably shock the world and lead his team to the NBA championship. But what does this win mean for him and for the NBA as a whole? So first off, it will give him a legacy boost. He'll be a first-time champion at a young age, and he will immediately jump into the elite point guard category with people alongside Steph Curry and people like that. And he will also be compared to previous guards who have won earlier in their career, something like Steph Curry in 2015 when he won that first championship. Um, It'll also completely change the Pacers' future, and it would potentially even make the Indiana Pacers a destination for stars where people would enjoy coming or hanging out and staying their whole career with the Indiana Pacers. The main question for the Pacers is, will they be an actual dynasty or just a one-hit wonder where they win one championship and then they just leave basically contention for the next like 20, 30 years, something like the Knicks did in the 70s. Um, Basically, the league-wide impact for this is, how does it actually shake up the power in the East, and what does it mean for contenders like Boston, Milwaukee, and the Knicks? Basically, um, the Eastern Conference could completely shift, and people or other teams will need to counter a rising young star led contender in the Pacers. Halliburton's style, passing, the IQ, the unselfishness, could actually inspire other teams to build around similar playmakers, much like Steph influenced a generation of shooters. That type of influence. Um, Teams that were like one piece away may get more aggressive. So teams like the Bucks or the Heat maybe will try and shake things up and try and bring in another star because they see how the duo of Tyrese Haliburton and Pascal Siakam has helped them win the finals. But it'll also increase the likelihood that Aaron Neesmith, Andrew Nimhard, Obi Toppin, players like that will be on the lookout from other teams to be traded for, especially TJ McConnell as such a hype player and such a aggressive player coming off the bench. He will definitely be looked at as a targeted player for a bunch of other teams. The NBA itself will likely lean into Halliburton as a new face or like a marketable person, pushing him into commercials and promos and even international campaigns. Basically, it might change how teams in the East build their rosters for the next 5 years, and they might end up looking where Tyrese Halliburton's like play style, where he's a pass first type of player that might join like the type of influence that Steph Curry had, where a lot of people were trying to shoot instead of going in for layups or whatnot, and it might influence a lot of newer generation point guards, especially the younger kids and maybe even some more point guards in the NBA to become pass first players instead of always shooting or trying to copy other players like Stephen Curry. And honestly, I think if Tyrese Halliburton wins the NBA championship, it will just completely rewrite NBA history because it'll be the first time an actual underdog like um, this team was never expected to make it to the finals. I believe they're a fourth or fifth seed, but the fact that they've been able to make it as far as pushing the best team in the league or the best team for a while in the OKC Thunder to Game 7 is absolutely incredible. And it will, if they do, it'll prove that underdogs actually have a story, and it'll just show that the NBA is not scripted, which is a huge narrative that people are pushing for. But basically, if Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers win, it'll completely flip what the NBA thinks is a good team because they're a fourth or fifth seed and they're pushing a first seed to the finals. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any ideas or thoughts that you guys would like to leave in the comments, any video suggestions, then you can just comment that. We would really appreciate it. Thank you for watching today's video and stay tuned for more content.